Hello everybody, it's Cree Rama and I wanted to share with you today an easy method to make some fun tags. It's just a method that I think makes it kind of easy, and I wanted to share if I have anybody who is kind of new at journaling. So what we're going to talk about really is the base, and then we're going to talk about focal points and adding a sentiment. So 3 different components there. So for the base, I love to use food packaging, an old cereal box or something, and then cover up the side with the print. So you can either collage, you can do strips of paper to cover it up, old scrapbook paper that you don't really like so much. I think my favorite way to make tags is to just make a bunch of master boards, which you're just literally laying down a bunch of scraps to cover up the printed side of your food packaging. And then you can go over top of it, or if you just use paper like I'm doing now, you could also always go over to kind of add interest to the background. You can do stamps is something I love to do. Here you can see I'm just adding these little pieces of embossed paper that I had these scraps, and I thought, well, perfect to add here. You could also just add some doodles. You could do some splashes of paint or watercolor paint. Could use some texture paste or stencils. And even gesso if you want to go over it with a light coat of gesso. Anything that can add some different elements. So then also to talk about focal points, these can be anything, images from books, magazines, it can be die cuts or photos, any kind of image that you can find. And also for the quotes or the sentiments, these can also be words that you cut out of magazines or books. Sometimes I will type them up on a page and then just print them out and cut them, or even tear and ink around the edges. So all different kinds of possibilities that you can do here, just using what you have. One thing I always think about is layers. So you want to think about adding texture and a lot of different layers. So for example, if you have some thin lace, you could put underneath your focal point or behind where you put your sentiment or your words. And then the last thing is to make your hole at the top and add your ribbon or a little piece of lace or yarn. So here I'm going on to my second tag that I'm making, and I'm always inking the edges, so I'm going to start off doing that. And then I have my little pieces of scrap paper that I bring in. And this paper, the green paper that is on the base, this is eco-dyed paper that I did, and the prints just didn't turn out so great. So these are great to use because I don't feel bad about covering them up. So I'm using my embossed paper just to add a little bit of interest to the background. And then once I decide where I want to put my focal points and how I want to arrange it, then I just go ahead and glue those on. And you can see I have a bunch of little cutouts here of numbers and just random things that I kind of add on there just for some extra fun interest pieces there. So here you can see I'm finishing up the process, and I just sort of keep adding bits and bits and adding layers, and then I will show you the finished products at the end. Here's another example of something different to do is to tear the an image or anything, like just so it doesn't have a clean, flat edge to it. So here are my finished tags for you to see. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I hope I encouraged some new people to get in there and start creating and just have fun. Thank you so much for watching.